What is going on, you guys? This is Kevin, Full Metal Ginger, and yeah, man, going to part 2 of our CD collection redo series. I'm going to start with A, go all the way down to Z, cover everything in between, not going to leave anything out, even the embarrassing stuff, which is cool, you know, kind of get to see how somebody came up and what they've collected over the years. That's just, you know, I'm going to be straightforward and honest with you, so there you go. Still very much in the A's section, and we're going to be for the foreseeable future, so kick back and relax, because we got plenty more of these videos to come. This particular stack, quite a bit of black metal in here. I don't think there's a crap ton of stuff that's like super unheard of. Yeah, if black metal's more your forte, this should be a video to be right up your alley, I would imagine. The sparse death metal album here and there, but for the most part, consistently all black metal. So we will jump right into it. Now, I don't remember if we've listened to this before. I want to say that I feel like I've talked about this on more than one occasion. This was on my 2018 Album of the Year list, so I know I at least talked about it then, but if we've listened to it before, we'll listen to it again, fuck it, doesn't really matter. Today, Uuntar with Voorvaderverering, or however the fuck, Dutch pagan black metal band, really, really good band, man. Really dig this stuff. I come back to this pretty frequently, and especially after I bought it. It was getting played on rotation quite a bit. This is probably the first time I've heard it in a few months, but all the black metal we're listening to today, I had to put this one on. Yeah, killer album, killer band. Links down below as always, so if there's any of this stuff you haven't heard, you can go check it out, but let me know what you think. So here we go. We're going to start with what a lot of people consider pretty much a classic in the whole genre. This is the second full length, I believe, from these guys. This is Absu-The Sun of Tiphareth. Texas black metal band. This one dropped out in 1995, I want to say. I'm pretty sure this is a reissue. Maybe it isn't, but doesn't really matter. Really good stuff, man. Along the lines of, I don't know, Malitiae or maybe the earlier Disaster stuff, but I love this album, and I remember when I first picked it up, I was like, oh shit, I gotta get every Absu I can possibly find. That didn't really happen. Still the only one I own for whatever reason, and it's weird because there's not a bad Absu album out there, but yeah, eventually we will fix that. I mean, there's several bands in here I can make that same claim with, but I absolutely love this album and pretty much anything Absu's ever put out. But yeah, this is killer stuff. I'm sure most people would agree, so there you go. This one, a little bit more recent. This is a demo, and I believe the only release the band has put out. This is on Maggot Stomp, so that'll tell you everything you need to know there. This is the very first release from Abraded-Descendants of the Swamp. Came out in 2018, if I didn't say that already, and it's just a really sloppy death metal with a touch of grindcore in there, which is perfect. I mean, I don't want to lump everything into like the whole Mortician scene, but it's got a bit of that, but enough sloppiness where it kind of blends with the some of the bands in the Pacific Northwest scene, but it being on Maggot Stomp, I mean, it's pretty similar to everything else they're putting out. But yeah, Cleveland, Ohio death metal band. Really love this stuff. Can't wait to hear more from them. If I had to give it any sort of nitpick, it's like maybe the snare is just a bit too loud, but at the same time, this being a demo doesn't really matter, you know. I mean, all it's about is just trying to get your name out there and get your sound out there, so you know, production is probably the least of your concern. But yeah, I really look forward to what they put out next. This is a really, really good demo, and being a demo, they give you quite a few songs. I think there's 6 on here, so awesome stuff if you haven't checked these guys out already. Oh shit, gotta love the really shitty digipack. One of the worst ones I have, but again, it being a demo, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, awesome stuff. Alright, now these next 3 are from a project I really, really have to be in the mood to, you know, be able to listen to this. I mean, sometimes it really hooks me, and other times I'm just like, this is fucking garbage. And it's one of the few albums that I have, you know, at least from this band that, well, it's one of the few styles of music that I own, that's probably a better way of putting it, that I'm either in love with it or I think it's complete garbage, but we'll just talk about it. This is a project from Morgan, from Marduk. This is Abruptum. This is the first full-length, Obscuritatem, Advoco, something. This is pretty much straight up noisy black metal, mainly on the noise side, in my opinion. That's just kind of how I feel about it. it's noise and electronic music, but it's just all so chaotic and so weird. You know, it's like I was saying, it's either I'm really into it, it's very trance-inducing, or I'm just like, fuck this, turn this shit off. So that's basically the only in-between I have when it comes to this stuff. But it's not that it's bad music. It's all very interesting, but, you know, it's either going to grab you or it doesn't, and a lot of times it does it for me, so it really depends on how I'm feeling personally. I know it's just a dumb kind of cliche thing to say. It's like, oh, you know, how you're emotionally feeling at the time dictates that stuff, which I guess it sort of does on a, you know, psychological level, but for me, it's just like, I don't know, it either grabs me or it doesn't. But this is the first full length, and yeah, I mean, it's interesting to say the least. And I've also got the second full length, which was released, I think, a year later. The first one was 93. This was from 94. This is in Umbra. I don't know. I don't speak this. I guess this is Latin. I have no idea. But this is virtually the same thing on this one. No real difference at all. And yeah, like I was saying, I mean, it's either going to get you straight away or it's not. The first time I listened to this stuff, I was like, wow, this is crazy. Noisy, weird. I don't even know what I'm listening to. And that's another cliched thing to say. I would say it probably gets me more when it's cold out. That's just like dumb, I know, but I mean, that's just when it tends to get me. So I mean, if I put this on in the dead of winter, it grasps me more than when, you know, when it's hotter than fuck outside. But you know, there you go. There's some Abruptum. I've also got this one. It's a compilation, I believe, from '95. This is I think I'm trying to remember here. It's the first two demos, I want to say, in the Evil EP. I don't remember if it says it on here. But this is yeah, another Abruptum CD there. So yeah, I mean, it's if you wanted to hear the early stuff, the demos and, you know, whatever, it does say Abruptum on here, and it's kind of hard to say, kind of hard to see. But yeah, I mean, it's like I'm saying, not to keep beating a dead horse, but it's interesting at the very least. But it's either going to get you or it's not. So there you go. All right, we've got a death metal album here. This one is weird, and I'm not really quite sure how to put my finger on it. This is an 06 release. I think this may be their debut. I'm not quite sure, but this is Abysmal Dawn with From Ashes. This, like I was saying, came out in 06. Sort of techie death metal. How would I lump these guys in? Maybe sort of like a Aeon or something like that, maybe. But the problem I always have with this, and the reason why it never really grasped me, is like it just feels sort of flat when you listen to it. Like it's like it's almost really, really good if it just had a little bit more punch in it. And I don't know if that's just the production, or like maybe the bass just wasn't quite in there or something. It's just like it's lacking something. And this is a very talented band, really good on their instruments and everything. But it's just, I don't know. This is one of those bands that I was really into for about 2 or 3 months, and then I just kind of never went back to them. So I've really not listened to anything that came after this, so you can let me know if they got any better. And I really don't think it's the band, honestly. I just think the way this is coming off, it's like it's almost there, but it just needs that one little punch to just kind of take it over the edge and make it sound just fucking devastating. So that's kind of where I would lump these guys in. But like I was saying, I'm pretty sure it's their first album overall, so I'm not going to knock it too much. And again, it's not the band. I just think it just needed a little something extra for me to really enjoy it. But that's just my opinion. You can let me know how you feel about it. But there's that. All right, this one, when this came out, I was fucking in love with this album, and I still kind of am. I mean, I've got a real soft spot for this, even though I'm not really doing the whole, you know, Bastille war metal type of stuff anymore. That sort of black death metal. This is a great album. This is Abysmal Lord, Disciples of the Inferno. I still have the shirt from this album that I wear all the fucking time. There was one point where I was just going to get this on every format, and I never really did. But yeah, I think this came out when 2015, I want to say. Yeah, New Orleans band. I mean, pretty much reminiscent of Blasphemy, Beherit, Archgoat, shit like that. I mean, you can't go wrong if you're into any of that kind of thing. But yeah, fucking love this album. Where was my song on here? Favorite one. Probably Sermon of Fire. I really love that one, but every song's really good. Golgotha Crucifixion. But I mean, if you've heard anything like Blasphemy, you'll pretty much know what this sounds like. But yeah, killer fucking record. This next one, this came out, not that long ago, 2019, maybe 2020, and I don't remember. This is pretty recent, and this is their second full length, and it could just be where I'm just not really into that genre anymore. Like when I first started the channel, I mean, that's basically all I was listening to was this Bastille shit. And just anymore, I just can't really get into it all that much. I mean, again, like the Abruptum, it's just got to depend on my mood. But this one is Exaltation of the Infernal Cabal. And it's virtually the same thing, but, you know, it's not really sticking with me like the original one did. But, yeah, still a phenomenal band. Still would consider myself a fan, you know, just... Again, I got to be into it, and sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. So, all right, these last two, I'm just still really stoked to have these in my collection because I fucking love this project. When it comes to the depressive, suicidal black metal sound, this is, for me, probably my favorite ever, and I would consider this one of the best black metal albums overall ever put out. Probably if I had to do another list, this would probably be my favorite black metal album ever. This is Abyssic Hate with Suicidal Emotions. Goddamn, this is a project, Australian depressive suicidal black metal band from Australia, Shane Rout's band, and holy shit, man, this just there's something about this that just it pulls you in, entrances you, and as soon as you hit play, you're pretty much signing a contract that you're going to listen to this all the way through. This just gets me every single time. The riffs, the emotional journey it takes you through, it just fucking hooks me every single time, man. This is just great. This is the debut full length and the only full length ever put out from Abyssic Hate. I know Shane's gone on to do some other things and did some things before this, if I'm not mistaken. I know I've talked about him before on this channel, and there's probably a butt ton of bands, but I'm just not thinking of any of them off the top of my head. I should have wrote them down to, you know, make a note of it. But when it comes to black metal, this is the pinnacle for me, in my opinion, and it gets no better than this. I mean, there's so much more black metal out there I've yet to hear, but as of right now, as you know, me recording this, this is, for me, the best black metal album out there. So I can't say too much more about that, but there you go. Let me know what you think. I would love to know everyone else's favorite black metal album of all time, but that one's most likely mine. I mean, you know, again, I could probably sit here and really nitpick and really think about it, but yeah, there you go. So this one is a compilation from '06. This is a Decade of Hate, and this has, let's see, the Cleansing of an Ancient Race demo, Eternal Damnation mini CD, and The Betrayed Song, which was taken from a compilation that No Color Records put out. And yes, that's basically what you're getting there, like just some earlier versions of some of this stuff. And it's just a pretty standard shit digipack. But yeah, again, Abyssic Hate being just phenomenal for me. I can show you this booklet. No, I was thinking there was like at least some kind of something in here, but well, anyway, you get like your credits and I think lyrics and I knew he had some stuff in here where he was talking about all these different releases and stuff, so that's really fun to listen to or to read while you're listening to this. So I've talked about that on more than one occasion. That's the kind of thing I'm really looking for. So again, these two releases I have from Abyssic Hate, I would love to have every single thing he's ever put out, but that's just where we're at right now. But yeah, there you go. So that's all I had. I just wanted to do 10 again. We might bump it up on the next one because we really need to start cranking this shit out. We've got some Aeon next, some Acid Witch, some Evangelist. I mean, we got all kinds of stuff to get to. So hope you like this. Again, check the links below, and if you saw anything in this video you haven't heard before, definitely go check it out. Appreciate you guys watching the videos, liking, commenting, all that kind of thing, and we will see you next time. Chill.